If you haven't seen my last few episodes of Truckin It or Talk Zach, go check those out right here on my YouTube channel. And now, on the latest episode of Truckin It, I'll be talking about simulator training coming up. Dear friends and followers, welcome back to my channel here on ZVTV and to another episode of Truckin It. And yes, I'm in my sleeper berth right now. And I want to now get this out because on Monday, when I typically want to do these episodes, well, here in the United States, it's Labor Day, the celebration of the American worker. And, well, I may not technically have the day off. It just happens to fall on a date in which, well, I have my normal week. My 2-trip week, that is. But anyways, I've noticed that the lack of training at a lot of these mega carriers and a lot of these different companies has led to a serious increase in the number of drivers who crash because they can't handle an emergency. And right now on Truckin It, I want to talk about a tool that could possibly change the game if it's correctly implemented. And if drivers actually get some hours in this along with their in-cab training. This may make the road safer by providing a safe environment for drivers to learn how to handle emergencies. And that's coming up. Many drivers train for the everyday situations, but not many schools actually train drivers for actual emergencies because they can't, due to the limitations of physical equipment and safety. Everyone talks about how great their training is, but all of these CDL schools and all these big companies are missing a key aspect of training that drivers need to know and need to know how to handle before they get out on the road. Now, I know there's a lot of online classes, and yeah, you can sit in front of a computer monitor all day long and do this so-called online training. But really, online training, textbook training, and just being asked questions, I mean, it only helps the knowledge part. It doesn't help the being prepared part. Now, granted, you do get used to how your truck is supposed to sound after a few weeks of driving it, and how it's supposed to feel, and how it's supposed to ride, etc. But a lot of these kids coming out of school and getting their licenses for the first time are having some big issues with handling emergencies. And the schools need to better prepare the students for that time when the airbag blows up, or the tire blows out, or the engine catches fire. Because it seems like there's no preparedness for that situation right now. Well, for a lot of people. There's guys that have been driving 25, 30 years. They've seen a lot. But they still aren't prepared for everything because their school never taught them in the first place. Is on how to handle basic stuff. Like how to extinguish a fire, how to handle a tire blowout, or how to handle a truck in a strong crosswind when the back tires are coming up and you need to know how to react safely to that situation to prevent striking another driver or rolling over. So that's where I think a certain computer tool can come in. But unfortunately, there aren't that many of them out there. I'm talking about a truck simulator. Now, there is a game called American Truck Simulator. There is a And there's also Euro Truck Simulator for the Europeans as well. But I'm talking about not a video game, but an actual full-motion truck simulator. Something with a working gear shift, a working steering wheel and pedals, full motion to simulate how the truck would feel, and of course, realistic sounds. Because to prepare for an emergency like the types I'm talking about, there's nothing like having the feel and the sound when that occurs. And also, many of the schools don't teach the basics of fire safety either. They just say, oh, you have to have an extinguisher in your cab. I'm lucky, because I learned how to use one when I was a kid, thanks to my local volunteer fire department. And I still remember that skill as of now. But there's others out there who do not know that method of how to put out a fire. And I think that ought to be in the CDL training also. So that's just my 2 cents on this. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And do you think that future trucking students should have both simulator and fire safety training as part of their class? And until next time, let's be safe out there. Let's make your best trip your next trip. Keep learning, keep thinking, keep on trucking. Bye for now.